Hi students. So for those of you new, or those of you who are new, you could just download this worksheet here from the link in the description. Today we'll be dealing with we are gonna do direct and inverse proportion. Okay, so I hope you tried this question before you join us today. I'm gonna try. Okay, let's look at this. Would appreciate if so for this is our week 5, I believe, doing this. So if you need to review some of the topics for week 1 to week 4, please feel free to download the past worksheet in the link provided in the description as well. It's totally free, okay? Basically, just go get it downloaded. Even if you don't feel like doing it like today, maybe next year or next week or tomorrow, you can just review the videos on Facebook or YouTube. Okay. Feel free to ask me any questions, any comments. I'm trying to read off the comments here as much as I can, and to answer some of your questions as much as I can as well. Okay. So today we will be dealing with the direct and inverse proportion. Similarly, for those of you who are new, please go and download the worksheet from the website. Okay. This is our 5th week of doing this. So for the past few weeks, the worksheets is also online. You can go and review the video on our Facebook page or on our YouTube and YouTube channel. We really appreciate if you give us a like and share this video. We are basically trying to do weekly free lessons, right, to teach Singapore math in general. Yeah, so just hope you enjoy learning with us. Any comments, please do just post on the YouTube or Facebook section, okay? Comment section. I'll be reviewing them. Okay, great. So let's look at the first question. The first question is on direct proportion, I believe. Yes, let's look at that. Let's see this part here. I think use this one. Okay. Hi students, let's look at this question here, which is on direct proportion. Let's see how we can do this question here proficiently. So you are given that the table shows some corresponding values of x and b. You're told to show that x and b are direct proportion. Okay, so that is the first note there. How do you actually show that two variables are in direct proportion? So that is basically the question. What we need to show is essentially we need to show that x over b or b over x are constant. You can choose either one, is fine, but typically show is a constant. Okay, you can pick one, is fine. It doesn't have to be one of which, but you typically what school teachers or what teachers will encourage you to do is take the bigger number divided by the smaller number because it's easier, right? So for a, what we could do is actually just take 12 divided by 2, means b over x, right? So let's look at b over x. B over x is equals to 12 divided by 2. 12 divided by 2, this will be 6, right? Then after which you take 24 divided by 4, which is also 6, and 36 divided by 6 is also 6. So what you could write is, since b over x is equal to 6 is a constant. Okay, this is what we call a constant rate, constant ratio. You could just write a constant rate or constant ratio. Okay, hence x and b are in direct proportion. Okay, so this is how we do the first part here. I think it's pretty okay. This part here shouldn't be too difficult, right? Then after which we are told to sketch the graph of b against x. Okay, b against x. B against x just means that b has to be the y-axis and x has to be the x-axis, of course. What we could do is actually just put this out. So b against x here. So this will be b against x. Okay. Now the graph of direct proportion is pretty straightforward. It's actually a straight line passes through the origin. But if you're not too sure, what we could do is also just bring out a grid and try. Okay. So let me show you how. So here I have the grid of just square grids, right? And I'm just gonna plot all the values down from the table above in the question, and we will see how. So this is x is 2, 12, 4, 24, and 6, 36, right? What we could do is actually just draw b against x. So this is b. I'm going to draw this b here, and this is x. Okay. If you were to draw b against x, just use any kind of scale. So 2, 4, 6 for x value. So you just use 2, 4, and 6 here. After which I have got 12, 24, and 36. So 12, I could just use 3 as 12, 3 units, and 24, and 36 will be here. Okay, if you were to plot this graph here, like just plotting them, you realize actually it's a straight line passing through the origin here. Okay, so that's why this is b against x is a graph like that. It's typical direct proportion graph would just is a straight line passes through the origin. Okay, so this is how you do this question here proficiently. Any question or comments, please do let us know. Keep practicing, and I'll see you in the next question. Cool, we have done the first question today. We could move on to the next one. So for those of you who are new, please feel free to download this worksheet here. Okay, let's look at the subsequent one, which is to find the express y in terms of x, meaning to say we need to find the equation y in terms of x. Okay, so let's see how we can do this. Hi students, let's look at how we can find this equation of direct proportion. For this question here, let's see how we can do this proficiently. So you're given that y is directly proportional to the square root of x. So the square root of x just means that this is a root of x as such, right? Okay, so that's pretty okay. So if y is directly proportional to the square root of x, what you could write down is essentially y proportional to root of x as such. Okay, and given that when y is 6 and x is 9, express y in terms of x. Okay, that's pretty okay. Essentially, if this is proportional, what you can write down is y equals to k root x, just like that. Okay, so what we're going to do is actually just going to find out what is the value of k here by substituting y and x in it. Okay, then we could actually write down express y in terms of x. That's pretty okay. So the first part is actually just put 6 here, and this is when y is 6. So this is y is 6, right? We substitute y is 6 in, and x is 9, so k square root 9 as such. All right. Then root 9 is actually 3, so this is 3k, and this is 6. So k is actually equals to 6 divided by 3, which is actually 2. Okay, so y in terms of x will be y equals to 2 root x, like that. So this is y equals to 2 root x. Okay, so that's how you do this first part here, A. I think it's pretty okay. Any question, please do leave it in the comment section on Facebook. If you need any help, please do let me know. I'm reading through the comment section. If you have any question, I will try and reply them. Okay, so let's look at B. So find the value of x when y is 200. So there are a few ways of doing this. When y is 200, I think we could just use the equation. So y is 200. The question now is, what is my x? Alright, so I'm just going to replace 200 in. This is 200 equals to 2 root x over here. So this is 200 divided by 2. It will be 200 divided by 2 equals to my root x, right? So this is actually 100. So x is equal to 100 square. I think that's pretty okay. So this case here, what we get is 10,000. Alright, just key in calculator. You should be able to get answer. Just make sure to know that 200 square, the zeros behind would stack up, okay? So this will be 10,000. Yeah. So this is how to do this question here proficiently. Any question or comments, please do let me know, and I'll see you in the next question. Okay, so any question, please do let me know. For those of you who are new, you could download this worksheet here from the portal. So we have done the question 1 and question 2. You could download this from the link, okay, given in the description. Or not, actually, you could just review this lesson after today is fine as well. So let's look at part 3. Okay, let's look at part 3. Hi students, let's look at this question here, which is on the graph of direct proportion relationship. So which of the following does not illustrate a direct proportion relationship? Direct proportion would mean that as x increases, y will also increase at a constant rate. So meaning to say y over x is equals to a constant. Alright, so this is a constant here. Okay, constant. This has to be a constant. And if this is a constant, what will happen is y equals to kx. Y equals to kx is actually a straight line. Okay, no matter how you do it, this will be a straight line, passes through origin. Okay, so it really doesn't matter what's your k. So if you were to use decimals to sketch it in online graphing calculator, this is what you get. So this part here, once you do it, you just put y equals to kx, right? So with a different value of k, for direct proportion, you see that it will always pass through the origin here, okay, regardless. So it will just decrease, increase. But obviously k, we are talking about the positive here because of direct proportion. So anything k bigger than 0 is this graph here, okay? So yes, it has to pass through. One of the hallmark of a direct proportion graph is it will pass through the origin here. Okay, so these B and C, they are actually direct proportion, but A is not for various reasons. One is it doesn't pass through origin, and it actually slants down, right? So anyway, you just write down that A doesn't. So A does not illustrate direct proportional relationship. Okay, that's how we do this question here. I think it's pretty okay. It's like, yeah, any question or comments, please do let me know, and I will see you in the next question. So this question here is pretty okay, I feel. If you have any question, please do let us know. We'll try and answer some of your questions there. And yeah. I think today's question should be quite okay, because we really do, I think it's not really like difficult. So let's look at question 4, 5, and 6. Okay. Question 4 is, I believe is this question here. Okay. Let's look at this. Inverse proportion. Okay, let's quickly go through inverse proportion. Hi students, let's look at this question here, which is on inverse proportion. You're given that y is inversely proportional to the cube root of x, and y is equals to 6 and x equals to 8, right? So if y is inversely proportional to the cube root, so this is cube root of x as such, right? What we could do is actually just put we could put y is inversely proportional, so we could put y is inversely proportional to cube root of x as such. Okay, and since you want to find the equation connecting y and x, what you need to write down is actually y equals to k over cubic root of x as such. Okay, so I'm just going to write this down properly. By equals to k cubic root of x. So this would render y to be inversely proportional to cubic root of x. Alright, so if you want to find the equation, meaning to say we need to find the k, just like the direct proportion, we need to be able to just substitute y and x in to solve our k. So when x equals to 8 and y equals to 6, this will just be 6 equals to k cubic root of 8. So this is 2. So 6 equals to k over 2 as such. A cubic root is 2, okay? So what you do is you just key in calculator. This would be 8 here, and this is 2. So k is equals to 6 times 2, which is actually 12. Okay, so that's about it. So to find the equation connecting y and x, this will be y equals to 12 over cubic root of x. Maybe I should write this down properly. So this is y equals to cubic root of x, 12 over cubic root of x. Okay, so this is the equation there. We are looking at this part A. So I think it's pretty okay. Done. Find the value of y when x is 216. So for B, once you have already done the equation, then everything will be quite straightforward. So x is equals to 216, right? The question now is, what is my y? So it's quite straightforward. We're just going to replace it into this equation here. That's y equals to 12 cubic root of 216. Okay. Now cubic root of 216 will be 6, I believe. But you can key in calculator. That will be 12 over cubic root of 216, right? And that will be 2. So it's actually 12 over 6. Then this will be 2. So y is equals to 2. That's pretty okay, I think. After which we're going to look at C. Yeah, we're going to look at C here. Do you have any question? Please do let me know at this juncture. I hope I'm not moving too fast. Yeah, any question, just let us know. Right, let's look at C, all right? So for C, the value of x when y is 8. So we need to find what is our x value when y is equals to 8. Okay, I think this is pretty okay. What we need is actually same thing, just key into this calculator here. So y is 8. 8 equals to 12. So this part here is 8 equals to 12 over cubic root of x will be cubic root of x, like that. And I'm going to just cubic root multiply up. This is 8 equals to 12. So this will be 12 divided by 8. This is 12 divided by 8. And this is cubic root of x. Cubic root of x. Okay. So to get my x, I just need to cube both sides, right? So cubing both sides will be x equals to 12, 8 to the power of 3. Okay. So I'm just cube it like that. So this is cubing it. This is cubing it as well. That's pretty okay. Then we will have the answer. We're just gonna take 12 divided by 8, which could be simplified, and gonna cube it. Hopefully you get cube and cube it like that, right? Can I see my cube? Okay. So it's 27 over 8. So you can just leave it in a proper fraction, which is 3 or 3 or 3 and 3 and 3 over 8. A proper fraction. Proper fraction. Cool. So this is how we do this question here proficiently. Any question, please do let me know. Keep practicing and I'll see you in the next question. Alright, we have done the week 5 worksheet of question 4. We are left with actually question, let me see. We're left with question 5 and 6. Okay. For those of you who just joined us, don't worry. You could actually download the worksheet on the website. Just do it at your own pace. Even if you don't follow us today, you could actually use it next time, right? For your child's or your own examination when you review them. We try and pick as many questions as we can to go through each week. Okay, so let's look at question 5. Hi students, let's look at this question here, which is on inverse proportion. This question is here, which is finding the equation, I believe. So let's see how we can do this. You're given that m is inversely proportional to the cube root of x. So the cube root of x will mean that we are looking at cubic root of x as such, and m is inversely proportional. So inversely proportional will just mean m inversely, so you just put 1 over cubic root of x as such. Okay, and that m takes on the same values as x when x is 64. Oh, this is interesting. So m takes the same value when x is 64, meaning to say when x equals to 64, m would also be equal to 64. They have the same value. Alright, so let's see how we can do this proficiently. So for the first one, A, we are supposed to express m in terms of x. So in other words, just change this inverse proportional symbol to this case here, which is m equals to k over cubic root of x. Then what we're going to do next is actually just replace x64 and m64 into this expression here. So this will be 64 equals to k over cubic root of 64. Cubic root of 64, I'm not sure what is it. Let's just find it out. 64 here is 4, okay? So in this case, it was 64 equals to k over 4. Then k will just be 64 multiplied with 4. That's pretty okay. So multiply with 64. That will be 256. Okay? It's 256. So hence m is equals to 256 over cubic root of x. Okay, that's your equation there for the first part. I think it's pretty okay. Then we're gonna do part B, right? Part B is to calculate the value of x when m is 16. So when m is 16, what is my x? Okay, so I'm going to just put in 16 here, which is 256 over cubic root of x. So this case here, I'm just going to multiply this up, and this is 256. So cubic root of x equals to 256 over 16, right? So this is 256 over 16 is 16, so that's pretty okay. And after which we're gonna do is cube both sides, so x will just be 16 cube. Okay, so cubing both sides will be here 16 cube. It will give us 4096. That is pretty okay. So what we're gonna get is x equals to 4096. Okay, I think today's question is pretty okay. Any question or comments, please do let us know. Keep practicing, and I will see you in the next question. Okay, so if you have any questions or comments, please let us know. I'm trying to read the comment section as much as I can. Seems like there's no comments, I guess. Alright, let's look at the last question for today, which is actually this part here, which is 6. I think there's something wrong with this question in the sense that you need to write that assuming that all men work at the same rate. Okay, so that's the problem with this question here. So you need to assume that they work at the same rate. So assuming each man works at the same rate. Okay, if not, we can't just assume that they are inverse proportion. Okay, great. Let's look at that. Alright, so let's look at this question here, which is on inverse proportion. So let's see how we can do this proficiently. So you are given that 6 men can paint a building in 15 days. Find the number of days taken for 5 men to paint the same building. So there are 2 entities at play here. So the first one is the number of men, obviously, and the next one is the number of days, right, of taken to finish off the building. So 6 men can paint a building in 15 days. So the problem now is find the number of days taken for 5 men to paint the same building. So in other words, when this is 5, what is the number of days here? Okay, now assuming that they work at the same rate, okay, that's the most important part, right? And basically what you could do is understand that this is inverse proportion, because the more men doing on the same project will require less number of days, right? You will require less number of days. The lesser men would require more number of days. So they are actually inverse proportional. Okay, this is the first thing that you must understand, proportional. So same thing, the assumption here is to assume that they work at the same rate. Okay, each man works at the same rate. So this case here, what I need is actually to change this to 5. So the first thing, typically what we'll say is just change this to 1 first, then after which multiply with 5, right, for this side here. Okay, so because it's inverse proportion, so when you're dividing this with 6, right, this over here would be multiplying with 6. So this will be 15 times 6. So meaning to say one person would complete the job in 90 days, one man. But if you have 5 here, this is multiplied with 5, so this will be divided by 5. So this multiply, this will divide. With this divide, this will be multiplied, because it's inverse proportion. So 9 divided by 5, this will be divided by 5, and this will give you 18, right? So this is 18 days. Great. So the answer here will be 18 days. Yeah, so this is 18 days to complete for 5 men, right, to paint the same building. So this is how I do this questionnaire proficiently. Any question at all or comments, please do let us know. Keep practicing, and I will see you in the next question. So students, we have concluded today's lesson. I think today's lesson is pretty fast. 6 questions on direct and inverse proportional, inverse proportion. If you want to view our previous worksheets, you could just go to the link and download the previous worksheet. And the previous videos are all under in our Facebook page and also our YouTube page as well. So we are just trying this like every week, just to go through some mathematics concept. We are yet to get the structure right. So we really appreciate if you can share with your friends, or really like our page, or subscribe to us. Yeah. Any question, please do let us know. Keep practicing, and I will see you next week.